We had his history of threats. We had witness identification. This wasn't a whodunit. It was a find him before he hurts someone else situation. The first major break came around 9:15 a.m. when a resident in the 4500 block of Queens Avenue called police about suspicious activity. The caller reported seeing a man matching Brown's description disposing of something in a storm sewer near their home. Adding another layer to the inquiry, observations were made near the same Queens Avenue location. A man matching Brown's description was reportedly seen leaving the area in a truck with two other individuals. It makes you wonder, who else might have been involved in the aftermath? And why would someone assist in trying to hide evidence connected to such a violent act? Officers responded and made a disturbing discovery: a 9mm handgun wrapped in a child's t-shirt, specifically a toddler-sized shirt with cartoon characters on it. The attempt to conceal the murder weapon showed both calculation and a disturbing disregard for the young lives affected by his actions. Ballistics would later confirm this was indeed the weapon used to kill Montanae. The gun was registered to Brown, providing another direct link between him and the crime scene. Meanwhile, digital forensic specialists were examining both Montanae's and Brown's phone records. They recovered dozens of threatening text messages sent in the days leading up to the murder. One message sent just hours before the shooting read, "This ends tonight, one way or another." Security camera footage from neighboring homes captured Brown's vehicle arriving and leaving the scene at times matching the 911 call. Additional footage from gas stations and traffic cameras helped police track his movements after the murder. Regardless of potential complications, the efforts to locate Jamartae Brown were swift. Later that same day, April 3, 2024, at approximately 4:10 p.m., just hours after the shooting, Jamartae Latrell Brown was apprehended in the 2000 block of North James H. McGee at Child Street. The speed of the arrest brought the immediate manhunt to a close. Jamartae Brown was then formally brought into the legal system. At his arraignment, he was presented with a list of severe charges reflecting the gravity of the allegations. Multiple counts of aggravated murder and murder, alongside charges of aggravated robbery, aggravated burglary, felonious assault, and tampering with evidence. The sheer number and nature of these charges speak to the extreme violence and suggest possible intent beyond just the shooting, perhaps linked to the forceful entry. His bond was set at a significant $1 million. The legal proceedings continued. Brown entered a plea of not guilty by reason of insanity, leading to a court-ordered mental evaluation. Ultimately, in September 2024, a judge ruled that Jamartae Brown was competent to stand trial. Jamartae Latrell Brown remains in custody awaiting trial, having been found competent to face the allegations against him. While the person accused is apprehended and the legal process is underway, the full pursuit of justice, understanding the complete motive, the potential involvement of others, and reaching a final verdict in court, is still an ongoing fight. Have you ever wondered what goes through an investigator's mind when they're hunting for someone who's just committed a violent crime? The urgency, the pressure, the knowledge that every minute counts? Or what about the mind of someone like Brown? How does a person go from loving someone to deciding that if they can't control them, they'll destroy them? What happens in that psychological journey from affection to obsession to violence? Drop a comment about what you think drives this kind of possessive behavior. Is it cultural? Psychological? A failure of our social systems? Your perspective might help someone else understand the red flags in their own relationships.
And only on two, family and friends of a Dayton shooting victim gathered minutes ago with a balloon release to honor her memory.
26-year-old Montanae Davis was found shot on Torrington Place Wednesday. She died at the hospital a short time later. 2 News reporter Grace Hewitt is live in Dayton where that event just happened. Grace, how are they remembering her tonight?
Yeah, just behind me is where Montanae's family and friends remembering her. A lot of people showing up to show their support and love, bringing flowers, sharing memories with each other about Montanae. Montanae's family is remembering her as a smart, successful, loving and caring person, someone who would do anything for anybody, regardless if she knew them. This is what the scene looked like minutes ago. Dozens of people sending hundreds of balloons spiraling into the sky in honor of Montanae. This happened on Wednesday morning just before 3 a.m. when officers responded to a report of a shooting, where they found 26-year-old Montanae Davis with a gunshot wound. Crews attempted life-saving measures until medics arrived and took her to an area hospital, where she later died from her injuries. Montanae's mother says she knew the person who shot her, and that man is now in jail. Now Montanae's family is left to remember how special Montanae truly was.
This has really took a toll on us, and I hope to make it through, because every day I'm gonna mourn, I'm gonna hurt. I can't go to breakfast with my baby. She calls me 6 o'clock in the morning. We go to breakfast after the kids are gone, to daycare and school, and she was a wonderful sister.
There was times where I know for sure that I wouldn't have made it if it wasn't for the people here encouraging me and all the love and support.
Now again, Dayton police do have someone in custody, and they are still asking anyone who might have any information to call Dayton police or Crime Stoppers at 222-STOP.
While the legal process involving Jamarte Brown continues, the impact of Montanae Davis's murder resonated deeply, far beyond the courtrooms. The community of Dayton responded with profound sorrow. Tributes poured in, remembering the woman Montanae was. Her funeral service was a moment for loved ones to gather, and she was laid to rest. Support efforts like a GoFundMe campaign showed people coming together to help her family. A balloon release served as a visual expression of collective grief and remembrance. These actions speak to the love and positive influence Montanae had on those around her. She is remembered not just for the way her life ended, but for the full, vibrant life she lived. Montanae, the caring registered nurse. Montanae, the creative event decorator balancing her passions. Above all, Montanae, the devoted mother whose greatest joy was her 2 young daughters. Her memory is carried forward by her family and friends who knew her kindness, intelligence, and warm spirit. Montanae's story stands as a clear example of the devastating consequences of domestic violence. It highlights how quickly threats can escalate when control and obsession are present. It underscores the vital importance of taking any threat seriously. And it forces us to confront the reality that, despite Montanae taking the courageous step of calling 911, the system in place was unable to protect her effectively in those final moments. The impact on her daughters, now left without their mother, is the most tragic consequence of all. Her story also prompted discussions about the complexities of sharing personal lives, like new relationships, publicly, and how that can sometimes intersect with the dynamics of past relationships, though it is crucial to state that the responsibility for the violence rests solely with the perpetrator. To the family of Montanae Davis, we send our deepest, most heartfelt condolences. We are truly heartbroken by your unimaginable loss. We hold you in our thoughts during this incredibly difficult time. Montanae's experience offers urgent lessons. Learn to recognize the signs of controlling or obsessive behavior. Take any threat of violence, no matter the source, with the utmost seriousness. Seek help from trusted friends, family, and authorities if you are in a threatening situation. Understand that leaving an abusive or threatening relationship can be a time of heightened danger, and advocate for stronger support and more effective protection systems for anyone facing domestic threats. Let us also cultivate the habit of checking on each other. That friend who suddenly stopped posting on social media? Reach out. That coworker whose ex keeps showing up at the workplace? Offer support. That family member whose partner seems controlling? Stay connected. Sometimes the difference between life and death is simply knowing you're not alone, that someone sees what's happening and cares enough to help. Have you ever wondered if our legal system truly understands the urgency of domestic threats? When someone says my ex is threatening to kill me, why isn't that treated with the same immediate response as other life-threatening emergencies? What would you say to lawmakers if you could help shape policies to protect people like Montanae? Would you focus on faster response times, stricter enforcement of restraining orders, earlier intervention when threats first appear? For Montanae's children, these questions aren't academic. They're deeply personal. They'll grow up wondering why the system designed to protect their mother couldn't save her, even when she explicitly named her killer before he arrived. If you believe we need stronger protections for those facing domestic threats, hit that like button. Your engagement helps this story reach more people who might influence policy or help someone in danger. Share this video with your local representatives or domestic violence advocacy groups. Sometimes, real change starts with raising awareness about specific failures in the system. Remember that desperate 911 call Montanae made at the very beginning of this story? It wasn't just a report of a crime. It was a warning sign delivered with terrifying clarity. It's a reminder that when danger is seen and reported, our collective response matters. Honoring Montanae means working towards a future where calls for help are always met with timely, effective protection. Montanae Davis lived a life full of purpose and love. Her memory endures, not in silence, but as a driving force against the violence that took her. It's a call for awareness, for action, and for ensuring that the plea for help arrives in time. What changes do we need to see in how society responds to domestic threats? How can communities better support individuals trying to leave dangerous situations? And what weight do you feel knowing Montanae took steps to get help, but it wasn't enough? If you're looking for more true crime stories with mystery, thrilling suspense, justice for victims, and understanding human behaviors, hit the subscribe button now. And turn on the notification bell icon below so you'll be among the first to know when we put out a new true crime story. Don't hesitate to check out our other videos as well. Join the conversation in the comments, and together we'll explore how we can make